Are you on the list?
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
We'll have something old and something new today. It's what your love has done to me. Since meeting you, I've enjoyed the sweetest bread from the oven. It's what your love has done to me. The first piece will be called Be Strong, My Son. Be strong, my son. Do not question the portion God has given you. Never forget, He's given you the sun, moon, and rain. As much time as a rich man has blessed you with good health and eyes to see with. This is your birthright. And along with your talent, go forth and do good. Seek out the wise men and avoid the low road. Do your homework now to not have to scurry later. Go light on the wine and avoid females as long as you must. Their wait for you will build in them trust. Time is long and you both will benefit. You will have to prove your mettle at some point. To kill or be killed is the test of all warriors. Still, you must move forward with faith. Try to see the good in others and expect their best. These, the rarest gifts from God, will keep you in His grace. These things He will do through you are your big bang opportunities. Therefore, think big for your deeds to grow. You need a destination or goal to plant seeds and to sow. Do not worry if the train takes you over the mountain. Neither be indifferent should the mountain come to you. Yet you were made to run, so let nothing stop you. Look over your shoulder only now and then. Your greatness is yet to be claimed, my last. So I send you forth with good tidings. Besides that, I can only say, be strong, my son. Thank you.
Yeah.
The next piece is the miracle. Beyond the Milky Way, the head chef executes the incredible. A spirited form, innocent to her calling, drifts to earth in a flash. An extravagant gift for him who claimed her first. Blizzards melt away in a heat wave of hugs and kisses. Other eyebrow-raising antics follow. Tight faces explode in tidal waves of laughter. Dormant hearts cackle from bouquet-strewn ecstasy. All on behalf of yours truly. The other half of this love story. When the shy one puts her moves on, sing her signature love songs. A miracle at best, this shy one must be. Watching in shock, the world is transfixed during the shy one's stay. Mumbling and trembling to this star on her quest. Pell-mell they fall, reaching at her dress. What follows is the encore performance for him who claimed her first. Thank you.
Yeah.
The summer wind, bang a dash, bang a dash. Please, sweet one, forgive me for failing to solve the mystery of your soul. While your situation seems sorrowful, time heals all wounds, so let us ponder it. The prospect of leaving Bangladesh fills us both with anxiety and pain. It's a challenge befitting only the sun's opulence. So hopefully, will your patience borrow? saying that I should prune trees for reverie, although poetic my sweet, falls short of my destiny. When last you left, an angel came, took my wing to another path, full of feasting and fantasy for the two of us, enough till the flight comes through to Bangladesh. Your hope that I can fix your shuttle and still meet with you at Niagara Falls, while doable, my pet, I wonder, does time remain to tidy up this place for spring? And where will come milk to feed the little feet and the beasts within? It's very well known. Tapioca topping requires kneaded dough and brown sugar to plump our cheeks and feed the kittens. I promise you solace on this path we take until the flight comes through to Bangladesh. As I speak, the scepter leaves my hand, and through the forest glen, I observe the bumper harvest nature sends. Even now, a bright figure approaches the mist, posing and teasing with seductive fanfare, hailing me, begging to enter. To all celebrants of spring, I bid you welcome. Be of good cheer and present your offerings. The singing and rituals of spring are given in your honor, and if by chance you yearn a kiss to share with me these moments of bliss, just know my lips stay hot for you, awaiting the call we know is due. So consider me yours till the flight comes through to Bangladesh. Thank you. How many minutes?
We've got 3 more minutes.
Right.
The tongue-tied man. If you ever go to Mary Nook carrying your roller skates, it's the back door to paradise. You'll know it instantly. The hostess will befriend you, members will embrace you, everyone will make you feel at home. Enjoy the kisses, knowing that you belong. Breathtaking is the music, also the sights. Girls in scanty short things sashaying under lights. The many pretty faces will make you happy. It takes my breath away recollecting. For heaven's sakes, when they ask you how you got there, speak politely. A tongue-tied man boarded up. The finest people's story did he spin about the finest folks God ever blew breath in. Episode after episode, he went on telling jokes and little ho-hos, things only the in crowd would know. That's why his tongue was tied in the telling. Of lonely nights and busted dreams, he also related. But on those nights, he got lucky. Came bells and whistles through the night and lots of yodeling. Problem is, most guys can't tell a heart from a spade. Very earnestly, he explained. She was sort of tiny, about a 10, the best candy twist ever been. There she sat one day atop Big Nelly. That horse was rocking, that girl was screaming, I was standing, just a grinning. It was the best sight ever that I see. That's right. I was in heaven right there and didn't know it. Now, if you get back before I do, I'm sure all the stars will turn out and everyone will celebrate. Just mention your tongue-tied friend, still in love with the body shop queens who spoiled him rotten with their parties and lavish cuisine. We will all likely be angels by then. But if by chance you saw Bren, what did she say? Thank you.
Thank you. Our next singer, songwriter, and guitarist and poet is Marsha.
probably gonna have to lower the mic for her.
Oh.
She'll sit down.
Right, I know. One thing I wanted to say before we proceed, John, we're videotaping today. Did you want to be videotaped?
Of course.
You do? Okay.
Marcia, where's the music stand too? Do you want to use the music stand?
Your music
Easier? Yeah.
Oh, great. Thank you, John.
Wow, what a nice tech crew you guys have on. Nice tech crew. Thursday night I got to do it all myself, but
Is this okay? Is that really good for you? Yes, no, maybe?
I can't do it.
Hello.
yeah.
Oh, are you here, Marcia?
Today I heard my baby got a girlfriend. Today I heard my baby got a girlfriend. I like to think of everything I did for him. Lord, Lord would stay with him till mine did. But I was too much older to love. For I was a woman, and he was like a high school kid. And he was a beautiful lover who looked like me, who looked through me, who moved through me like the spirit on the water. But we couldn't offer us a history except for a childhood lost in grief. Oh, so we created history for him and me, and live within the tender night. We created history for him and me, and lived within the tenderness until the dark began to settle in. We're pretty happy right now, aren't we? Johnny said one day, then night began to draw us into grief again. Then night began to draw us into grief again. And he was a beautiful lover who looked like me, who looked through me, who moved through me like the spirit on the water. I till the dark began to settle in again. Today I heard my baby got a girlfriend. Now this one is called All My Trial Song. I think
Oh, yes.
it was written during the antebellum South, well without the range of forbidden through not being allowed to sing because it's a cover song. It's not a cover song. It's 100 years old. So. Hush, little baby, don't you cry. You know your mama was born to die. My trials, Lord, be over. Today, my brother, today, but never more. My trials, Lord, be over. The river Jordan is muddy and cold. Well, it killed the body, but not the soul. My trials, Lord, I've got a little book with pages 3, and every page spells liberty. My triumph, Lord, today, my brothers, too late, but never mind. My trials, Lord, soon be over. If little more things that money could buy, you know the rich would live and the poor would die. My trials, Lord, soon be over. There grows a tree in paradise, and the pilgrims call it the tree my trials, Lord, soon be over. All my trials, Lord, soon be over.
Yeah. Did you add some lyrics to that, Marcia? Because it seemed like it was a longer version.
No, I didn't write anything in
You
addition
didn't add
to all my trials.
Wow,
No,
beautiful.
thank you. Is my time
Yes, unfortunately it is.
up? Okay.
Okay, thank you again.
Thank you,
Okay.
everybody.
Great.
Thank you.
And our next poet will be Owen. Owen.
Well, can everybody hear me?
Yes. What did you say?
What'd you say?
Can everybody hear me? That's what I said. Yeah? It's my latest poem called A Bad Poem Trying to Be Original. A faint wind stirs the trees into shade. I sit helpless over the loss of metaphor. Language that was a joy has disappeared into a curse. A curse of confusion that gallops and cavorts about the library, doing Quixote-like deeds, cavorting about, bumping into itself, trying not to be good-natured.
Mm.
Let's see. Maybe you've heard those before. I'll read again from my chapbook here. Rocks awaken. Little men out to sea, fishing invisible, their tongues at quiet, pacing the determined hours upon the quiet soft sand. The obsequious waves still lull me to heaven. Milieu, caution and terrace, salt upon the woods of manna, manna, manna. Cry windward the sperms rocked soil of true endeavor, selfhood, survival of the fittest lying quietly on the sand. Kelp rocks barter no more their abalone fervor to please the rich pasies and posies of tidesing outcry. Sonnet 2. The way I should have taken, the way unwise, I took today. In a profound sort of way, in a funny way, a heart forsaken and feelings quieted by the unshaken, quiet, firm fruit. Chances we may see through the air. We say we are breathing lust, awaken the rare tooth of raw suet, of the penetration of 20 valises of laid with eons of our raw root we eschew, the strength of heavy sneezes. We swarm to the air like bees and flies, our hungry hearts open to truth and lies. Owls slack, harumps, barking, hacking, wheezing out to all in the calm sweetness, penance pecking, forbearance of the shark's dandelion, come as it may mean nothing, Phoebus, nothing to that bringeth the brazen coitus of the meadowlark and vine. A new education. To walk in worlds, we walk in wonder, like the barefoot, benighted, wide-eyed wanderer of Pilgrim's Progress, caught in the net that catches fish in the ocean. Much like an electric train at sea, sands, pennons, and pennants, lords and ladies of that chance, that dance the day fire and delight. Men become seraphim, women fast and pray for their denarii to fly them to heaven. Mine soars Oz. Let the ravens' lust be young, cows mourn their inconstable loss, sheep gaze to lichen moss, snakes stay forever in tune, cry among rocks, weeds, adobe, trail sometime we say our prayers we toss like old coins to Baudelaire's cross. He stood for crucifix, run like bells rung outward to heaven. No more the burden we on earth bore ourselves, and leeward skim the soil, the awful toil we see, touch, think, feel, let go for the instant, completes the Tory, then ignore. Rhapsody. Talking on a hot, windy night, the calm sun starts to cry. The windy fears we all stroll by. The leaves take to the air, affright. The air has begun as a sudden sadness. My herds become men. Each funny sigh. The cloak of evening, I well ask why, does the afternoon pass the night? We are the children of the good. The leaves see us fit, though are unchanging. They're in but one mood. We can say we are too static as cosmic eternal sunshine. Some things we say tonight are thine. Day of life, the iron flute whinnies and toodles. Clouds of wink, hake and orange red, illicit silver soul flashes to the gates that block the earth that feeds the sea of horns and fishes. Cattails mope and taste the black sky, new brides of longing to see. We say so to further beds of lava and reeds blowing, imploring the wind to chasten its huge lungs, an impious strike of death.
Yeah.
Cat's House Paw, a torpid human prose poem. Outside the door, a kitten jingles its paws on the keys of caution, wisdom, and restraint. Its tiny paws search the bushes, a vague search for the more than it can know. Seems to me that our late ponder, a clever cat, hunted up and down trees and cane fields for birds, like the sleek black hunter he was. If successful, a pile of feathers would appear on our back porch. Ponder might have been proud of himself in the way his paws would swipe out and bring down his prey, usually a robin or a sparrow. First he got old and died with a sad but unbloody look on his still fierce mini panther feline face. New Moon, a prose rhapsody. Bribe the British, brutish brunt, the blunt rising, floating, cruising past the lacy nimbus. The night is rich and dark, the eyes of Satan pass through the pure doorway on his way up Grant Street on a furtive errand. A cop copes with chaos on the empty street. Camaraderie creates mystery and joie de vivre, as if joie de vivre was a lesson I learned in my past life. I've been reincarnated as a searching, drooling druid. Evening Blues Sonnet. Searching milkwood feelings for a metaphor for the loud jazz to tell me how it is to flutter like a piece of paper, the carefree flutter of a piece of paper up and down 3rd Street like a wind tunnel. Reality is a voice blowing cool to the wind. The wind does not care, nor will it ever care for me at all. It is like impatient 3rd Street is impatient as jazz. Jazz that refuses to speak to anxiety. Kiss all angels. Trouble in heaven. The clouds vanish. Too many angels spoil the truth. Would-be's travel through their thin air. I'm helpless before their 30 muses. The everyday seems different and definite. This poem is going somewhere. I think it is an unlikely poem to dance about the fire, leaping as though it has no beginning and no end. The dance will end, nobody leaping in boredom and idyllic longings to a morose sigh. Her personality like one huge helpless sigh. And oh yes, it's all my fault. Dr. File. Dr. John File taught Milton at State, now SFSU. I took his course in my senior year, spring 1968. He was a thin, sandy-haired Englishman. When we came to the part in Milton's biography, whereas he supported a Roundhead Parliament, the right under Cromwell, his reaction to that was, and rightly so. The next semester, I got back to State and bumped into a woman who I shared the class with. She then told me that Dr. File was in the habit of taking tea and discussing Browning. And shot himself. She said he left a note, said goodbye to his colleagues, went down to his basement, and had blown his brains out. P.S. The woman who I liked gave me a ride to my place once. Thank you very much.
And our next poet is Indigo.
I'm just gonna sit.
Okay, that's fine.
All right.
This is for Cliff McIntyre. I see this.
Okay, maybe we could use the microphone.
Yeah. Put it over.
I'm not talking about it. Let's take the thing off the top. Take it
Well,
off.
we can do that. Okay. Right, that's it.
Is this okay?
Yeah, lovely.
Okay, that's the title of the poem was, it's just a fantasy to them. For Cliff, who died. Your body held so much spilled freight, moving in over the horizon all summer. Every morning I tried to lift it, but it lost me as I lost myself in its rush. Like a general, you stood watching the storm approach. The cocktail party safely indoors, everyone holding their glasses and bits of conversation as the storm shred the sky in great blocks of tangled bolts, deep snortling blackness, and a foreboding sound like the grumbling going on before a prison riot. A prison riot is a howl of racial expression, you said. Just to escape being shot at takes infinite ingenuity. A guest at the party had actually given the order to shoot into rioting prisoners at Attica. It's just a fantasy to them, he said, amazed, when someone explained they ought to shoot prisoners anyway. It's my mother speaking. And you were trying to say something of compassion. When mother pipes up, we should chop off their heads, go back to the old ways, and everyone's head dropped, staring into their cups, while you stood eyes glazed, 11 years San Quentin incarceration tattooed to your arm, a shield of darkness behind which armies rose to the parting grass in the Korean rain, when only the roar of your machine gun drowned the soughing of bullets through flesh, returning cargoes of nightmares, addictions, and crime. Even your own death would not stop, you said, a stone memory to be carried through lifetimes to come. This is my grandfather. The coiled asp of suicide I carry goes back to my grandfather, who hung himself from a punching bag in the attic, and coincides with me, his namesake. My gilt belt bent as simply as a figure constructed of hairpin pins. My grandfather, a small man, was named for the biblical Joseph, who saved his life by interpreting dreams. Suicide is one of my roots, and in order to redeem myself, I seem condemned to turn other spirits from that rope. Steps to the attic like slots where suicides reach their wires beneath living deadly house ghosts. The attic swinging through voluptuous shadows, swallowing the light. I enter this defeat with my hands tied up in prayers. The old paths lead me back as I try to interpret this dream, walking through walls, and no matter how many times they close, I have to keep pushing and pushing them open. The slots to the attic and that were like, the old stairs that didn't have backs to them.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Okay. I think I should just try to find something happier. Okay, this is a poem for Holbrook Teeter, who is in memoriam. He was a man who cast lifelines all over the world, connecting men in the darkest holes to words that could overturn despair. And then he would retreat to a mountaintop where, without any of the world's accoutrements, offered feasts to his friends on tables covered with brilliance. This was a world of privilege I once entered, and was offered a room where the table was carried out under the stars and full moon, and the night crept down to join us in our candlelight. The laughter echoing down through that valley echoes still, his voice rich as the night itself.
Yeah.
We have 5 more minutes.
Really?
Yes, we do.
You probably heard these things. Sunset and the evening star. While my father was dying, I lived in a van with no address. And each night in my meditation, the evening star would appear in a brilliant red sky, and it spoke. It was my mother reading a poem of death and calling me. Sunset and the evening star were the first words I heard entering her house as she was arranging the service with the minister, trying to remember the words of Tennyson's poem, Crossing the Bar. All fall my father cried when she read it. I dreamed at his bedside that I woke in the van to such a rich and sexual darkness. Just to reach for the salt was an amorous venture, yet I turned to pay my final respect. Our family was cold, affection shy. I had to be coached to tell him how much I loved his singing through childhood, his mandolin and his guitar, his voice, a hillside of wind-blown trees singing, travel, travel, little star, in your one-horse circus car, with verse after verse enlivening my curiosity for that gypsy life. He tuned the bells of the sheep so they moved in harmony like a cloud formation down the evening hills. He kept bees and gave us the sun to care for, melting all the sharp edges of the harshness of sex. Grief recedes like a storm cloud release. My body thrown down, letting go of my father, his presence lively as the soft shoe he danced after work. He's still close, only livelier, as he was as a youth, when we watched the breakup of ice on the Susquehanna River thunder in the night. He stood on the bridge in an overcoat and told me how he loved the thaw. The pain of 2 rivers that cross in our town, slowly freezing in the pale blue winter, and the birth of each child set him on his knees. He was born on an ironing board in the attic on Murray Street and never went to war. I was having such sensual dreams, the funeral arranged on parallel tracks. I couldn't wait to get back to the van, my body somehow trapped in this weather, endless rain, flooded grass. Yet I still seemed to be dancing, my father's arms reaching out of it all, and his voice in perfect pitch. We were born on opposite days of the year, and we were attached. I was told Gandhi was 16, just married to a 14-year-old bride, and wildly impatient to get back to his teenage wife when he sat at his dying father's bedside, pitch and tune combining as I traveled back to my star-crossed circus caravan.
Okay. And our next singer and songwriter and guitarist and poet is John.
No,
Okay.
I just want to make an announcement.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, we always.
Next time.
Okay, okay. Thanks.
I just wanted to focus on this technology.
Yeah.
Okay, so after our last singer, I'll let you, that's
Okay.
Johnny.
Yeah.
I'll let you speak, okay.
Nice session.
13 today.
The planet is melting. The planet is melting. But it's freezing. The planet is melting. But it's so cold. This could get old. The planet is melting. Thank you. Well, just because it hasn't happened, it doesn't mean it can't. Just because it hasn't happened, doesn't mean it shouldn't. I'm gonna stay right here until I get my fill. Oh, put it on my bill. Hasn't happened yet. So I live in a hotel. It's leased to the sea for the SRO. That's the way it goes. The rents are low and nobody knows. What am I doing in this part of town? I know there's gotta be some better places around. Well, I'm just trying to get my share if there's anything there. Seems like there's nothing here. And I got nothing to fear unless something bad happens. Okay, I do another one here. When nothing exists, it can make you wanna go wild. But it doesn't happen like that. Because of where it's at. If nothing exists, it makes me wanna go wild. But it doesn't happen that way. I go okay. Well, hepatitis can't divide us. We use rubbers for one another's health and safety code. Since we don't have to wait we might as well make safe sex the best part of the date is the pudding and the cake. It's safe sex. Ties can't divide us. We use words for one another's help and safety code. Thank you. I'm gonna read something. Man, I just don't want to be good, i.e., unselfish, generous, even non-manipulative. I think my natural way of doing things is being a cheater. If I sat around doing nothing, that wouldn't be cheating, man. But as soon as I grab a cupcake and stuff it in my mouth, getting crumbs all over, well, it was deliberate, a premeditated act. I had an intention, all right. I'm a cheater since that food wasn't going to walk right over and jump in my mouth. No way. I'm going to have to decide. So, there's me here now and a tray of goodies. It's pretty close. And if someone unwrapped one of them and handed it to me, I would still have to reach for it. And if you put it in my hand, I would still have to open my mouth and chew. And if you stuffed it in there and jerked my jaw, cool, yeah. But I would still have to swallow it. Now, you know that swallowing happens outside of our control, right? So, I got it without even trying. And it's oh so tasty. So far, I've gotten through life without being good. Nothing bad ever happened to me. I don't see why I shouldn't continue in my manipulative behavior. After all, it's a habit. So what am I supposed to do? No way do I want to hang around a bunch of people who never, lie, steal, cheat. As though by going into a garage, it would turn me into a car. I just want to be a car. The car that I am, a very fast car, so everybody wants you. Everybody wants you. How in the hell am I going to go to church and sit down and be quiet and smell all those smells? I want a job operating a big set of jaws so I can crunch buildings. This is going to be a manifesto, so-called, because it will show you what I think of. First of all, when something happens, and all who see it react, is that proof? Proof of what? What do you mean, proof? Well, name something that you would like to prove. Can't think of anything? That's okay, since when in the hell does anybody have to prove anything, you know? If I stole something from you saw me, that wouldn't prove it because you could be lying. If you said, can I get a witness, and they all testify that I did it, it still wouldn't prove that I stole the item. Why? Because you paid them all off and you can't prove you didn't. Plus, if you're going to get a court case, it would take so long that all I can say is, please, please don't hit me. Everything is just going on. Since the explosion just happened, with every flying particle waving bye-bye. I'm just so glad I have this cookie here. Thank you. Time for one more song?
One more, yes.
Okay, one more song here. It's not so bad. What you had was sad, but it's no egad, it's just not too bad. You're like a lad with a pad, or a dad with a tad of money. And you remember how to act. It's just not that bad. Thank you.
Thank you very much, John.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, and we'll close out our reading today with our singer, songwriter, musician, and poet, Johnny.
Okay. The it's so nice to have this place back.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Can't say that enough times. Okay.
Were you jonesing for it?
Yeah.
It's like an addiction that you love.
Exactly.
It's the caffeine in part.
Yeah.
Okay, a little bit of nostalgia here. There was a guy I respect and admire. He always dressed well in the latest spy attire. Master of disguise, he could always play the part. And the name of this Renaissance action man was Maxwell Smart. That Maxwell Smart, he was on TV. Had the original smartphone in his shoe where no one could see. Got all the perks from that era spy technology. That Maxwell Smart, he was so smart, he was on TV. His loyal partner, always by his side. Agent 99 was always meant to be Maxwell's bride. That group called Chaos fought them at every turn. But those bad guys just kept coming back. They never seemed to learn. That Maxwell Smart, he was on TV. Had the original smartphone in his shoe where no one could see. Got all the perks from that era spy technology. That Maxwell Smart, he was so smart, he was on TV. Into a phone booth, just like Clark Kent. A secret elevator down to control was where it went. Something awkward always occurred at each debrief, requiring Maxwell Smart to say, "Sorry about that, Chief." That Maxwell Smart, he was on TV. Had the original smartphone in his shoe where no one could see. Got all the perks from that era spy technology. That Maxwell Smart, he was so smart, he was on TV. If Maxwell Smart were around today, maybe the world would be a saner, safer place. He'd take advantage of all this modern technology. And with Agent 99, they'd strive to keep us free. That Maxwell Smart, he was on TV. Had the original smartphone in his shoe where no one could see. Got all the perks from that era spy technology. That Maxwell Smart, he was so smart, he was on TV. That Maxwell Smart, he was so smart, he was on TV. Sorry about that, Chief. That was fun. I'll stick with fun. Okay, here we go. Actions. So they had a mockumentary on the Animal Planet, so it wasn't true, right? About mermaids.
Yeah.
Inspired the sun. Don't you know that mermaids are people too? They may swim in the ocean while we walk on the land, it's true. They have pet dolphins, we have pet cats and dogs, but whatever differences ensue, don't you know that mermaids are people too? Water covers 3/4 of our earth, and apparently that's where all life was given birth. So many mysteries lay under the sea, we should be much more alert. If it were up to me, all marine life would be seen for what it's worth. 'Cause don't you know that mermaids are people too? They may swim in the ocean while we walk on the land, it's true. They have pet dolphins, we have pet cats and dogs, but whatever differences ensue, don't you know that mermaids are people too? Government-sponsored maneuvers and experiments pay little attention to any truth or consequence. Thousands of animals sensitive to Navy sonar end up dead on the beaches near and far. All that carnage in the name of warfare makes no sense. Don't you know that mermaids are people too? They may swim in the ocean while we walk on the land, it's true. They have pet dolphins, we have pet cats and dogs, but whatever differences ensue, don't you know that mermaids are people too? Will you sing along? Don't you know that mermaids are people too? 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 Perfect. Oh, what a great surprise if mer people materialize along all coastal shorelines one fine day, and forced world governments to concede that there's intelligence in the sea, and mer society was always there to lead the way. Don't you know that mermaids are people too? They may swim in the ocean while we walk on the land, it's true. They have pet dolphins, we have pet cats and dogs, but whatever differences ensue, don't you know that mermaids are people too?
Yeah.
Okay, let's stick with entertaining. One more. Now you see, there was this cat, a lion to be exact. He was part of the greatest show on earth. Its top act, as a matter of fact. He worked with a lion tamer, no braver soul, it's true. They would do all the tricks with whips, chairs, and sticks. They had a death-defying finale too. Oh, the lion would open his mouth big and wide, and that crazy lion tamer would stick his head deep inside. I can remember it still. It was a bit of a thrill, a spine tingler to be exact, until that final show that came to be known as the Hat in the Cat. The Hat in the Cat. Oh, the Hat in the Cat. It should never have come to that. Oh, the Hat in the Cat. Oh, the Hat in the Cat. Oh, the Hat in the Cat. Just a bit of tit for tat. Oh, the Hat in the Cat. Oh, the Hat in the Cat. Now what happened that fateful night? The lion tamer had a big fight with his main squeeze Louise, the flying lady from the trapeze. So his mind wasn't on the show, and he forgot some other things he should know, like you never wear a feathered cap when you're sticking your head into a big old cat. Well, the lion, he opened his mouth big and wide, and that crazy lion tamer stuck his head with that hat deep inside. Oh, the roar that ensued wasn't just an achoo as that ticklish feather hit home. That lucky tamer pulled his head out just in time. But that hat was forever gone. Oh, the hat was forever gone. Oh, the hat in the cat. It should never have come to that. Oh, the hat in the cat. Oh, the hat in the cat. Oh, the hat in the cat. Just a bit of tit for tat. Oh, the hat in the cat. Oh, the hat in the cat.
You've got 1 more minute.
Oh, I can't do it for 1 minute.
2 more minutes?
Yeah, one more minute.
Yeah, one more song.
Well, how about I'll do a song that I kind of wanted to do, and I was thinking I want to keep it on the light note, but Steve Macken was just a really good guy, and I did the song. Yes, I did the song a long time ago, but I was just thinking about life, about taking moments and things, and I kind of like to him, but to all of us, taking a moment just to think about what happens in our lives. Take a moment to celebrate the good things that have been. And just maybe, in a state of grace, you'll recall all you've seen. From that very first brilliant sunrise to that sparkle you found in a lover's eyes. Know the magic of hopes and dreams realized through the lessons learned each time tears were cried. For all the questions asked and answers never found. For every time you were just spinning round and round. It sure felt good to get your feet on the ground. Sometimes take a moment to appreciate your life. 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 Take a moment to acknowledge all the knowledge you have gained. Every flower smelled, every mountain climbed are all there for you to claim. From the baby blue and pink pastel sunset's glow to the welcoming smiles of all the friends you know. Walk that path of joy and bliss earned and realized through the lessons learned each time tears were cried. For all the questions unknown and answers yet to find. Keep a positive outlook and an open mind. Hey, it still feels good to get your feet off the ground. Sometimes take a moment to appreciate your life. Take a moment to appreciate your life. Take a moment to appreciate your life.
Yeah. All right, okay. Mr. Nasher would like to make an announcement for a few minutes.
Hello, everybody. So, what am I doing with this camera? I'm spying on you.
Yeah.
Better you than the government.
I was just going to say, look, we're living in a world in which everything is transparent. But the problem is, it's all for them. It ain't for us. You know, everywhere we walk, we're being watched. Everything we talk about, everything we email is being sculpted and looked at. But it ain't for us. It's for them. This, however, is different. What I'm doing is I am streaming live right now to the entire world over the internet. And I am not kidding you. The entire world is watching right now. Well, there's only one person online now, but and so this is taking this little area here and putting it out there so we can promote ourselves. The other thing I do is, if you want to be, I push a little button that says record, and it's recorded to that website, and it will stay there. And anytime you want to, you can go over there and click on it and watch yourself or anything else that happens. If you don't want to be recorded, simply say so, push a button, it will not be recorded, it won't go out. What we're going to be doing here in the future is, in a few months, we now have our own URL online. Sacred Grounds Cafe now has its own space on the internet. And what we will be doing in the next few months is installing a live camera up here that will have a remote control. You can push the button, it turns on, goes out to the world, push the button, it turns off. Therefore, every host will have the ability to turn the camera on and off. And that will be transmitted on a URL called Channel Sacred Grounds Cafe. So anytime you want the world to hear you, you can. Now, just to give you an example how this works for you. A couple of months ago, we had a kid, Francesco, come here to sing from Argentina. And as he was performing, just before he got up, he called his mother in Argentina and said, "Why don't you get up and watch me?" Which she did with her two sons, his brothers. At the same time, mother called on the telephone father, who was in New York City, who watched it simultaneously, who called his aunt, who was in Alberta, Canada, who then called a nephew that was in Scotland. And when that boy was standing up here performing, Argentina Canada, Scotland, and New York City were watching it live. That's what it's for you.
Whoa.
Okay. Afterwards, it got recorded. He went home, he took his Facebook page that you've heard so much about, and posted that to his Facebook page. And simply said, if you want to see me singing at the Sacred Grounds, do that. 2 weeks later, he got a job and played at Slim's here in the city.
Based on the video.
Another group called Hibbity Dibbity came here and played for the first time ever. 3 weeks later, they had a job. People are using it to self-promote, and that's what I'm doing it for. It's for you. It'll always be there anytime you want it, and you can go to email or to your Facebook status and share it with the rest of the world. That's why I'm doing it.
Thank you.
You're welcome to everybody.
Hey, thank you very much.
Dr. Natural, could I be recorded?
You have been.
All right, thank you. I'm Jeannie.
Hi, Jay.
Hi, nice to meet a genuine here.
Okay, now the moment of truth. The winner
Oh,
of Sally's chapbook.
hi, Jay.
What?